Right, hi lads and lasses, and welcome to Darts Coaching with Dynamite Dave. Today we're doing another review, as promised. This is the second one of my guilty pleasures. I've gone and dug another couple of sets out, but what I'll do is I'll do some other darts between, and maybe this time next week I might do another couple of the shot darts. So, what we're doing today? What we're doing today is one from a totally different range, and it is the Wild Frontier Prospectors. Now these are, at a first glance, they look very similar to the shot Dracars, but they're nothing like them. Totally different shape dart, totally different machining on them, as we'll see when we get over to the bench. These darts are in 24 grams, so they're a gram heavier than the last set that we chucked. Looking at them through the packet, the grip doesn't look as aggressive. These are brand new ones. I've not had them out of the packet, and I've not even chucked them yet. These only landed the other day, so it should be quite nice to have a fresh set of shot darts that I've never chucked before. Right, so without further ado, let's do what we normally do. Let's get over to the bench and have a close-up look at them. Third dart, then your first dart's flying. And there you go. Right, here we are over at the bench, and we've got the shot. The actual range is Wild Frontier, and the model itself is the Prospector. So this Prospector model is in a golds and browns and reddies. So really a nice combination if you like that type of colour, which I do. So we've got the usual information on the box. We've got 24 grams, the 90% tungsten. We've got carbon stems, stroke shafts, whichever one you want to call them, and we've got titanium coating. So it's not only had some really fancy machining on this, it's actually titanium coated as well. And that sort of explains to me something that, to be honest with you, I don't really read the boxes too much, but that titanium coating seems to suggest to me why the actual coating lasts as long as it does. Right, so what we'll do without further ado is we'll get the darts out of the box. Right, so here we are. We've got a nice tight close-up here. As you can see, you've got those ring cuts, and then you've got a long bar with lateral cuts in it, and also semi-ring cuts, because if you look at this section here, you can actually see the lateral cut, and then it's actually got cuts going across the lateral cut, but they're not collar itself, this collar piece. They don't feature in this collar piece itself. Then you go on to another ring cut. When we go on to this very fancy patterning, which is like it's a funny shape. It's not an hexagon, and it's not a circle, and it's not a square. It's really rather a strange thing, that. But again, you've got the lateral cuts, you've got the ring cuts that go across it, so there's multiple grips on this. So I'm suggesting that this is going to be a very grippy dart. We come down to the bottom of that, we've got a little collar before these ring cuts, which if you look is one deep ring cut and then three shallow ring cuts. A deep cut, three shallow ring cuts, and the same again down to the point where you've got the last ring cut and then like a little flat section where it actually goes into the point. So again, the same as yesterday, very, very intricate darts, very, very well machined, and like I say, that's why they cost so much, is because a massively intricately machined dart. Right, so what we'll do now is we'll zoom out a little bit and we'll get a picture of the whole dart assembled. Right, so now what we've done is we've zoomed out and we've got a look at the full setup of the Prospector. You've got this nice point. We've got the lovely barrel, which we've talked about. We've got the carbon stems, which hopefully should last a fair amount of time. And we've got the flight. I think you'll have to agree, it's quite a pretty looking dart in its own way. The other thing that I like about these as well is it's not massively in your face. The colour scheme is quite conservative, isn't it? It's, like I say, golds, natural tungsten, black, and then you've got the packaging, which is the dark reds and the oranges and the browns and what have you, which I think, because it's a Prospector, obviously you're prospecting for gold, aren't you? So you've got the earth values on it, you've got the gold in it, you've got the colour of the earth, you've got the colour of the tungsten, and then obviously you've got the gold. Right, so what we'll do now, without further ado, let's go and chuck these little babies, shall we? So let's get over there and let's do that right now. Right, here we are over in the chucking section, and what we're going to do now is we're going to chuck these lovely shot Wild West Prospector darts. Right, so let's have us first three with them and see how they chuck. Oh no! So close with the first chuck there. I just pulled it into the 121. Second throw, a ton. Now look at that, it's only a 60. But just look at the grouping on that. This is what I said to you about this sort of shape of darts. The grouping on them is fantastic. Now if you'd have had a straight barrel there with a bull nose on it, you'd have had a much bigger space between the points, because as the dart comes in, you're going to get more of a deflection. With these, because they're in like a cone shape, so they come down like that, as the next dart comes in, it sits along them, whereas if it's straight, it bounces off them. Yeah, 3 points there, all virtually touching each other. Right, so now what we'll do is we'll come down and have a go at a couple of bulls. A couple of outers to start off with. Three outers, second visit. Look at the grouping on those two. Right, so that's another two bulls. Right, so what I'll do now is go quiet, see if I can get a couple of 140s or something. Possibly not, possibly. Let's just have a go at it. Right, here we go. Oh, 100. $140. Second visit. Right, so that was 140 ton. See what we can hit now. Oh, ton again. Well, that last one just dropped a little short for the 140. So let's try again. Oh! Oh, it is. Yes, it is. It is a 140. Yes, it is. It is. So we're at 140 ton 140. So I think we'll close it at that one. Let's go and see what we think of these darts, shall we? Let's get over there right now. Right, so what are we thinking about these shot prospectors? I'll tell you what we think. We think they're great. They're just a typical set of shot darts. They look like they shouldn't throw, but they do. God knows how, but they just do. And with shot, I've got some really, what I would consider to be odd shaped darts, but they still throw. It's really odd how they do, but they just do. Right, so that was the shot prospectors. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope you found it entertaining as well as informative. If you have, don't forget, if you want to be in the monthly free prize draw, send us a thingy, a super thanks down here. Click onto the description box, it'll open up and there's a little heart with a $ in it. 2 quid, 4 quid, 10 quid. It's entirely up to yourself. Or dollars, don't matter what currency it is. I'm sure it sorts it all out in your own country to whatever your currency is. So whatever you put in there, you'll be represented in the monthly prize draw. If you buy any merchandise off me, if you have any coaching off me, I've said this a million times, all you've got to do is whatever you put in, you'll be represented in the draw. And oh, don't forget, it's a free prize draw. So if you write me a nice testimonial, write something good about me on Twitter, anything like that, just to get my notoriety up, I will put you some slips in that hat for the 25th of September. Right, so thanks very much for watching. Don't forget, lads and lasses, you'll only ever get out of this game what you're prepared to put in. And always, 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 toe to the hockey!